Hello. Welcome, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. Here. Hee-haw. Hello, guys. Sorry for the delay. We are getting smacked with some thunderstorms and rain, and I had to just wait it out because, yeah, the last thing I need is a computer to get zapped or anything like that, so I had to wait for the bulk of it to kind of pass over. It's still a little rainy, but what's up, everybody? It's crazy that it's been, let's see, February, March. It's like 5 months, nearly 6 months since I've done a little Hangout chat, which is basically just me jumping on here, shooting the shit, talking to the chat, reading questions and stuff like that. And a lot has happened since the last time. Resident Evil 9 obviously came out, and we've done, countless reviews and video content since then, basically. So that's kind of where we're at. Now with Veronica, we're, covering Veronica, talking about it, and, we have a bunch of stuff coming up this week as well. So we've been trying to just stay busy. And the road to 30K is upon us, so we're pretty close, actually. But yeah, we've been really appreciating all the support, everybody out there. This has been, pretty crazy. I think, looking back, I think the RE9 era, it's kind of, I mean, it's still happening. It's not completely done. But basically, I think as far as the initial push, and I got to stop my cats from sharking one another. James, stop. Come on. Leave him alone. You leave him alone. Come on. Sorry. It wouldn't be a stream without cats. As soon as, again, every time I start, something happens. But yeah, so yeah, I think the way that we kind of handled that was probably the best we could have, So this past few weeks, basically the entire month, really has just been coming back from hanging out with Perry at the shop for the 10-year anniversary of his store and his 20-year for YouTube and stuff. So pretty big milestone. Came back and then basically just been, busy with all this stuff since I came back home. What are you coming back to Spotify? I am on Spotify. I don't know why some people keep thinking I left Spotify. It's the podcast is up. In fact, the last episode that just came out is up on Spotify. Sorry, I'm watching my cats. James, what are you doing? I talk to these cats like one day they're just going to actually respond. But anyway, yeah, we're still on all those platforms, so the podcast is on there, so for free. But hope everybody's been good. We got people in the chat. Obviously, we got King Shadow. We got some in here. We got Matt Clyburn. We got Aaron Hooper, Buffalo Mafia Man, Windcrest, RWK, Captain Catch is in here. Venom Dave, Mango, Wingmaster, Young West, Courtright. What's going on? JLM, Wolf Boy, Milfman's in here. Local Apple Man, that's a good name. Van, what's going on? ACR, what's going on? James Morrison, what's going on? Bryant Fontaine, I think I said that right. What's up? Venom Dave. Richard, what's up, buddy? Good to see you in here. Mania's in here. Recent content has been great to watch. Thank you, Wolf Boy. Appreciate that. James is a friend of the show. Exactly. He's a basically a mainstay. Rationalific, what is going on, man? The Steam Machine is going to hell. Yeah, it's I have no interest in that. No interest. Tips for Code Veronica. I would say just be prepared to switch characters, because if not, you might leave items in spots that you shouldn't. I've learned that the hard way. So Code Veronica isn't very fair for the first time players. That's kind of my argument with how that game is. Like if you don't look up a guide or like any little hints, it's gonna screw you over. So it's a great game, but first time playing, you are gonna get smacked. Rambo, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Was enjoying you and Mark streaming some 1408 commentary. Said I would not support new RE insert name movie, but after watching Barbarian and Weapon, I might go to the cinema. So it says Elf Angel. What's up, Elf Angel? It's been a while. Appreciate that, Van. Richard says, do you think they would replace Chris with Leon in the remake to capitalize on his popularity after Requiem? I wouldn't like that personally. I don't think so. I think, we might get a mention of Leon, same thing, where it's like maybe she's trying to reach out. But I think, Chris, the younger Chris, because we have seen Chris in the RE engine, obviously, but young Chris kind of needs to be established, I think. So, Code Veronica over 40 times from 2000 to 2016. Well, that's awesome. I think for other Resident Evil titles, I have a pretty high numbers as well. Really hope they keep Moment of Relief. I hope so too. What's going on, Ash? Yeah, it's funny because, speaking of what's going on with the movie, me and John decided that what we're going to do is we're probably going to try to see it, the Thursday screening, because they always have early screenings. And we're probably going to see it twice before reviewing it, if that makes sense. So we're not screeners. We don't get free copies. Obviously, I'm going to save up a couple of free Cinemark movie credits for that time, but I'm going to basically try to see it twice with John, and see it once and then take a break and then come back and then take notes on, this is the live action Resident Evil, Zach Krager. And then take our notes, talk about it, probably have some food, and then take a break, in that time, whatever order it is. Basically get out the movie, get something to eat, and then kind of write down how we feel, and then watch it a second time. You guys might be like, holy shit, a second time. Well, we kind of want to do it right. And we want to do a review and then do a podcast. So a more bite-sized review and then a podcast talking about the movie. So if you don't see it and smell a vision, says the film will be a turd, says Rambo. I want it to be everything besides a turd, but we're going to have to see. R9 demo release after the game. What's your thoughts? RE9 getting a demo after release, I think that's just, it is what it is. You know what I mean? They're going to do it for I guess new IPs or new games that they feel needs a demo. RE9 didn't need one because it's still sold, I guess, even though us fans probably deserved one. What's up, Gwen, in the chat? Good to see you. Young West says, hey, what's up? Ash is in here, too. Is it all guaranteed RE1 is next? I think 0 and 1 are the rumored games, but we don't know as of yet. But definitely hype for Veronica. Yes, you know, and I'm happy that you're hype about Code Veronica as well, or Veronica. I know it's going to be packed. Yeah, I'm going to have to get tickets ahead of time probably. Just at Requiem for the first 2 times in a row past week. Very much enjoyed it after putting it off. This is from Alex Mercy. Excited for Veronica as someone who wasn't alive for the OG. Yeah, it's going to be cool. It's cool to see other people playing Veronica for the first time. Jiu-Jitsu Trash Can is in here. What's going on? Should I play Zero or OG4 after finishing up Code Veronica? Zero is, I would argue, is even more harder than Code Veronica, but I would say, I think you should just play both anyway, just to get the full scale of the franchise. Elf Angel says he's blown away by Code Veronica back in the day. Graphics, music, atmosphere, intriguing story, the moving camera. Yeah, it's going to be really cool to see all of that stuff kind of come back in a way that they're doing it through, you know, the RE engine. Someone was asking if it is on the RE engine, and the answer is yes. They're not using Rex yet. That's probably going to be the next gen of machines, if I had to argue. Let's see. Justin says from Texas, what's up, bro? I'm super stoked for the remake. It's my favorite in the franchise. Yeet, says Justin. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm excited for Veronica. I'm really excited. Story expansion for Requiem will come out this year, says Wolfboy. I don't know. People are saying that it's not. It would be for the first time since Village, the DLC, that it's been this long. Like, basically over a year and a half. So, I think we'll get a demo for Veronica. I would like to. Got Code Veronica on Dreamcast, the release day, and PS2 and PS3 from Play Asia. That's awesome. Rambo says, after barbarian with the lady titty milk monster and weapons with the whole town of kids disappeared, nah, we don't need FBI stupidity. Zero faith on the Resident Evil movie. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to, because I feel like he can still direct to a certain extent, but the material, for me, is like, it kind of falls apart towards the end. So, like, he can't really finish movies well. I feel like he sets up stuff pretty well, but he can't finish it. Richard says, the RE5 demo in 2009 got me interested in the full game. Yeah, man, demos were awesome, and I think it would have put the kibosh on people worrying about RE9 to begin with. Like, some people, if they played a demo, they might have just said, all right, I prefer Grace over Leon or Leon over Grace, because the demo is like, from what I understand, the demo is exactly what we saw at E3 at first, or sorry, Summer Game Fest, which was her like getting off the gurney and doing that first, getting the screwdriver and the fuse. And then the other was the Leon, like, first stepping into the chronic care center. So it's like, we could have just got that, but I don't know. I agree. I think demos should all be for most games when it's necessary. And if you did it for your other mainline games, you should do it for all of them. So, hoping Veronica doesn't remove anything from the original. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll still be dark, still be gritty. 0-1 makes sense. It definitely does. Thank you guys for the members. Yeah, I want to just say you guys are awesome. Gwen's been a member for 19 months. So excited for Code Veronica without tank controls so I could play with no headaches. Gwen gets headaches from tank controls. You've heard it here first. Let's see. Kay has been a member for 57 months. One of the longest running members of the entire, if I can talk, the entire channel's history. So, Kay, we appreciate that. And we're going to be doing something special for like top supporting members and stuff like that. So, I know what you're saying, T-Doer, doing them in chronological order. It's kind of weird how that's kind of out the window. But they're just doing it how they're doing it, I guess, right? They're going with what I guess makes money, and they want this one to make a lot more money because the first Code Veronica sold really, okay, but it sold really low under comparison to other games in the entire franchise. So maybe now it's going to reach a whole nother spark. It's not the same dev team. No, it's Ampo from Resident Evil 4 Remake, and it's the director from Resident Evil 2 Remake. Uh, I think they could make Wesker still alive with the remake. Absolutely, Sean, for sure. We got Matt Clyburn has also been a member for 35 months, almost 3 years. So again, shout out to all the members. Justin Zills with the membership. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for signing up. We got early access to content. Exclusive polls and streams are coming up. So we're trying to just kind of give you guys a cool extra stuff. Remakes tend to have more serious tone than the originals. Yeah, I think they'll make it like creepy and weird in a good way, not in an odd way. Cool to see how Alexia Astro survived the 15-year 2D Veronica incubation process. Yeah? Yeah, Nico, I see what you're saying. That would be cool. When a man can't finish, that's hard times, Anthony, says Rib. Exactly. Hard times indeed. Saw a rumor today that Rec Room DLC got pushed back to late next year. I wouldn't believe any of the rumors. I just think that like they probably just aren't going to put anything else out RE this year unless we see otherwise. So a stalker for Veronica? Probably not. Love Pair's rant on game complaint, especially when he mentioned the devs at Double Fine running around in their underwear and lattes. Yeah, it's school pizza. It's true. Some devs just bitch for the sake of bitching, and they don't get anything done. Yeah, I think Zach Krager is definitely, like, some people just think it's just, I think we should be looking at, people like, that are coming out with stuff like Obsession and Backrooms and kind of the YouTuber space, because some of the younger guys are doing some cool stuff. Speed RE3 Original today, one of my favorite games of all time. I'm excited for Veronica. This is from Vinny. I wonder how they're going to handle Chris. I hope they just balance it out. They keep balancing it out with the characters, and they really get that polished a little bit. And because I want equal Claire and Chris time, Back in the day, picking up Game Informer and getting one of the OG PS1 discs that had 12 games on it. Yeah, those are actually on the official PlayStation magazine, which I have a bunch of those magazines, and I have a bunch of the demos. So I'm going to do a whole series on my other channels. And if you guys want to check out my other channels, I'm trying to put more stuff out on there. I'll link them in here. But Inocula Production is my film channel that I've been doing since 2007. It would be awesome if you guys want to check that out. And I'm doing reviews as well, but I also do my own original films with my friends over here in South Jersey. And I also have Anthony Underground, which is going to be kind of a all everything kind of channel. So check out these two channels that are mine that maybe you guys don't know about, and maybe you should check out if you want to see more of me that isn't just Resident Evil. So, yeah. I missed the OG demos, though, for sure. Richard says, I don't have high hopes for Zach Krager's RE. Wasn't big on Barbarian or weapons. Yeah, like I said, it's like I feel like some of his concepts are really cool. I just think that maybe he doesn't quite know how to finish the last act or, like, wrapping everything up. I don't know if you feel that same way, Richard, but it kind of seems like he has some vision, but it kind of falls apart towards the end. I know this one, I don't know if it was just him that wrote Barbarian and Weapons, but I know he has another writer on here, so for Resident Evil, so I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, Wolf Boy, you're better off not leaning into that. We got let's see here. I already said what's up, Justin, for signing up. Appreciate that. Binging your old content. Glad to join the community. Well, appreciate that. Rupin. Elf Angel says, I enjoyed Zach Krager's movies until the very end. I think he could stick the Landies. The Landies. I like how I said Landies, right? Landies. I hope so. Rambo, appreciate that, man. It says you're a good guy with good content. The members that are that long for a good reason. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. And yeah, man, just try my best. We all try our best, and you know, I'm excited to see what the future holds, and gonna just keep trying to, you know, keep growing my other stuff as well, in addition to LTRE, and kind of flex the muscle again, and just not give myself any excuses, you know. I actually just wrote a lot of notes down for my Toy Story 5 review, so I'm going to be kind of talking about that on my Inocula Productions. So again, if you're into that kind of thing and just films in general and discussions, there's going to be more on there. They put too much faith into the Dreamcast. I thought the Dreamcast was awesome, okay, but I think a lot of people kind of wish that we had the extra version on Dreamcast. And technically, if you get the Japanese complete edition, you can play X on a Dreamcast. Got a video coming up about that. And Matt Clyburn with the $5 says, thanks for everything, Ant and John. Not all heroes wear capes. We try our best. And Sean, thank you for signing up for a membership. I'm trying to catch up with the chat, so thank you guys. Appreciate that. All the support. If they're going to fix that's if they approach RE6 Tyrant. I'm not sure. Eric says, hey, Ant, I think they'll keep Steve's dad part in the backstory or go in a completely different direction. I think they will. I think they could still have him working for Umbrella and keep that. I would like them to. Maybe there'll be more drama behind that. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think even the Code Veronica X T-Door kind of didn't sell as well as probably they thought back then. So, you know, I don't know. But it did sell. I'm not saying it didn't. I'm not pulling a revisionist history type of deal. We always talk about how that's bullshit, right? But I'm just looking at like overall total sales today with everything combined. Let's see. I think one of the directors that have done a modern Evil Dead film would be interesting. I'm not too big on Evil Dead Rise or Burn or whatever the fuck is coming out. But that's just me. Albanoid needs to be a full fight, George. Richard says, can't wait to see Alfred's Gothic Castle in the remake. Dude, it's going to be so cool. Like, think about how much sick environments there are. Like, in like seeing all that stuff in the RE engine. Oh my God. Tyrant Stalker. I don't know. I think we have a video in the script form, maybe, or we have an idea of a video where I think we talk about some of that stuff where, like, what if they did some kind of stalker enemy? I don't know, though, because I don't really know if it would fit Veronica. Like, I understand they've done it. I don't know. I really don't know. The creepy Alfred laugh as we make it to the outside. Yeah, I'm curious the voice acting, like the choices that they're going to do. The trailer they showed, you think was just a concept and the game is way out? I think it'll be like first quarter of 2027. It could be easily, because usually they typically put RE out at least the first quarter, if not maybe the second quarter. So it could be like a Village where it was May 2021, but a lot of the other remakes were like between January and March. So yeah, I didn't like either the explanation of monsters from Barbarian or Web. Yeah, it just kind of felt like, Joseph, what's going on? Steve Burnside said, Yahoo! So my Dreamcast is Young West? I do. I got mine actually right there. I'm looking at it right now. You guys want to see my little setup here? Let me move some of this stuff so it doesn't look as cluttered. I got a new Trinitron recently. Shout out to Ben, or Bai Raiku, who's, you know, one of my friends, one of my best friends in real life, of course. And he moved into a house recently, and they were trying to just kind of get rid of stuff that was there still. And he had the Sony Trinitron, and I was like, hey, man, if you don't want that, I will take it off your hands. So, let's see if I can show it to you. We are going mobile, chat room. Look at this. Trinitron with my VCR down there. DVD recorder up there. I know I gotta clean the screen. Don't look at that. So this is like my retro cabinet area. So I can convert tapes here. I can play retro games here, And that is the original DVD recorder. Richard's using this thing right now, actually, for his Let's Plays. I'll talk about that in a second, because you guys got to check out his channel. Brand new channel. Richard is breaking out on the scene yet again. You guys are sleeping on it, but yeah, this is the retro station. As my cats get fed, and I have to part the seas, so just give me a second while I do that. One sec. All right, sorry. Had to make sure the kitty cats were taken care of. Where was I? Let's see. Dropped the ball. Loved it, but they dropped the ball. Love my Dreamcast, as Justin. Hockey Fan is also one of the longest running members and supporters of a lot of our channels. Myself, Perry, and company. Hockey Fan's been a member for 41 months. Says, what's happening, Anthony? We started watching Buffy. Yo, awesome, dude. Awesome. I'm on season 3 right now of Buffy. For the first time watch. Me and Callie are going through it. I love it. It's 90s cozy nostalgia. It's like a warm blanket, basically. Such a great show. And I'm happy that you guys are watching it. And yeah, let me know what you think, man. Shout out to Hockey Fan and his girl. We saw them at the 10th anniversary meetup for Perry. So I was finally able to meet another one of the fellow fans. It's always cool to put a face to the name and meet somebody who's been literally supporting us for so long. Like, it was such a great time. It was cool to see, obviously, Perry celebrate such a huge celebration, and obviously everybody else back from the dead, Dreadpool and Wicked Hot. Obviously Fred was there as well, and obviously Frank and Perry, that goes without saying. But yeah, that was a hell of a time. That was a lot of fun. And thank you for being a member for that long. You think the director of the Smile movies would have been better choice to direct the movie? I like the first one. I don't, you know what I mean? I think I might have saw the second one. Stalked by the Gulp Worm. Oh man, says Goblin. Oh shit. Better keep banner snatches. I think they will. Okay. Ranzelmo, what's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Have you seen the movie Dragon? Strong RE4 vibes. Capcom probably drew inspiration from it. Dragon? Dragon. Yo, I'm such a fucking yo-yo. I'm such a Momo. Dagon, not Dragon. No, I have not seen it. And that Shyamalan's third act, goat and horror movies. I don't know. Yeah, Van, I don't know. I feel like a stalker enemy would be kind of odd. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Jujitsu Trash Can. I see what you're saying. I still think they're remaking all of them, says Wolfboy. Wingmaster says we need to remake Survivor. My grandparents were going to throw out their Trinitron, so I claimed it. Yeah, dude, that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do, is grab these CRTs while you still can, man. Hockey Fans is dope. Captain Couch is very nice. Anthony. What a nostalgic setup. Richard says, Code Veronica sold, what, 2 million? The new RE sold closer to 30 million. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's easily on that. Yeah, this cabinet is actually sentimental because it's from my old house. So I'm kind of holding on to the last bit of childhood that I have, which is barely here, but I have it. What weaponry am I excited for? I'm excited for dual wielding. Blop, 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 blop. That's cool. RE7 and the VHS throwbacks were neat. Yes. Review DSP Phil USA has been a member for 5 months. Love the channel. Can't wait for Code Veronica Remake. Also have a Sega Saturn and Saru flash cart to play RE1 and other games on it. That's awesome, man. A lot of the stuff is very expensive, so I don't blame you for just getting a little thing that could just help you play all the games. Janice Beck, what is going on, girl? Good to see you in here. Appreciate you dropping by. Richard said, appreciate the shout out. Anytime, man. I'm going to link Richard's channel in a second here. I'm going to dedicate a little section to that. Hockey fan. He says, it's awesome, bro. So he's talking about Buffy. Winter Savage says, what's up, Anthony? Rest in peace, Giles says, K. I know. I'm so upset about that. I'm really upset about that. Anthony, what's up, man? Can't wait for more Ari Veronica discussions. Well, there's going to be plenty. Collectible item, Veronica, like, music box. Oh, that would be cool. You know that'd be pricey, though. Banner snatches at Code Veronica are like Lickers RE2 and Hunters are RE1. Yeah, you got to have them. You know they're going to be in there. They're not going to cut them. What's up, Oscar? He says, is there going to be any more playthroughs with Callie Requiem? Very excited. Yes, me and Callie really have been trying to get another part in there. Believe us, we know. No, we've been trying to. It's been very busy. She's been super busy. So we just try to, like, you know, our free time that, you know, she has on the weekends basically are dedicated to just, like, catching up with people, doing stuff on her own. You know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, I am looking forward to continuing that because she does really enjoy Requiem. And I think it would be really cool to jump back in and finish that. So, Riot and Respect made it here live. Good to see you, man. It's a good time to be an Ari fan. I think so. This will be my first time actually fully playing the game, and I hate the original, says Ken Wolf. Well, you're waiting for a good time. AJ Garcia is also a member, says, what's up, Ant? Just picked up Dark Side Chronicles at my local shop. Couldn't believe the price was $90. Didn't realize that. Whoa. $90? Really? For Dark Side? Interesting. I'm not surprised. Jesus is in here. He says, Anthony, glad you are live, man. I love your show. I work in a factory and have 10-hour shifts, so it's nice to hear your long plays. I listen to it so much, bro. I'm excited for Veronica. Well, that's why we do it. That's why we do content. That's why I started, you know, doing Let's Plays and, you know, discussions way back when. It's kind of just, you know, content you can just put on and just get through your day, or just, like, you know, look forward to something when you come home, you know, little things like that. So it's just, you know, comfort, cozy content. That's kind of the motto this year. Let's see. I think Stalker Anime could be cool if they make it make sense. I don't know. I'm not completely sold on it. Watching your movie reviews really help out with the heavy work week, especially the Welcome to Raccoon City one. Yeah, we're going to actually be doing more reviews, actually, on the live-action films leading up to Zach Krager's film. So if you guys want to hear myself and John talk about more of the movies, we, back in the day, well, it wasn't that long ago, but it almost was like 5 years ago. Yeah, in 2021, the last things we reviewed were the first Resident Evil film. We reviewed all the CG ones, I'm pretty sure, or at least the ones that were in theaters that we saw, or the more recent ones. But we only did the original Paul Anderson and then Apocalypse, and then we stopped. But we're going to go back and redo them with a more video-specific review and then a podcast review. So there's going to be a couple. You guys are going to see a lot of good reviews on this channel. And like I said, if you want to see more like other movie reviews, check out my film channel, Innocular Productions. I linked it down there. It's in the description as well. Richard says, fun fact, with Buffy, DC Douglas, RE5 Wesker voiced the Master in the Xbox Buffy game. That's awesome. I did not know that. And I got to fucking play that game. Maybe that's a Let's Play. Andrew Sala's in the house. Can I still say, give me a beer? What's up, man? Good to see you in here. Andrew Salo, fellow director of Resurrection and The Keeper's Diary. Good to see you in here, man. I was just on Andrew's stream. You guys should also check out his channel. I just did a stream with Andrew. Friday night, and he was finishing up some RE1 Classic. And we got Jake Hambrick 3179 being a member. Look at that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Will Griffin says, what's up, man? How about those wicked storms we're having today? I know, it's crazy. Very RE2-ish. I thought RE4 cabin section. I was just watching Richard's Let's Play part, but right before I jumped on here, and he's playing RE4 on the Wii. And tell Callie I'll do an LTRE Let's Play Girl Night stream. She definitely would be down for that, okay? So I will definitely let her know. I'll tell her you said hi. She's working right now. In fact, she probably has to drive home in some of the shit weather. I told her to drive safe, so it's a little nuts out there. Brief Stalker section of Steve would be interesting. That would be interesting. Stalker enemy, the second half. I don't know. I just don't know if I'm sold on that. I just don't know. I don't know if it's necessary. Like, I don't know. Will you bring back the Dice Lock stream? So, we did RE9 back in April for Dice Lock. We just never finished it. So we have plans to go back to it. We've been kind of trying to take the less is more approach with live streaming. As you can tell, especially after the Legacy series, like, we're trying to kind of reconfigure our stream, like, life and just normal life and content, right? So we've been trying to be as efficient as possible. I heard Claire is going to be the one that finished Alexia. That's the rumors. We'll see. Richard said, long live the DVD recorder. I know, man. It's still kicking. Got slammed with a storm today down in Tennessee. Do we think the remake is more anticipated than RE4 was after the announcement? I think it's probably just about the same. I mean, I think RE4, like, it's RE4, but I think this one actually has a pretty big response. So I would say yes. K-Dan, what's going on? Another member in the house. Good to see you. Carlos, another long-running member for 62 fucking months. Another guy that I recently just saw again in person. Shout out to Carlos. Hey, guys, hope everyone's doing well. No Stalker enemies. Please don't do it, says Captain Catch. Andrew is a badass. Yes, he is. Wonder how the banner snatch is going to look. I know. And the sweepers, right? You know, John going to play Halo on PS5 Pro. Fuck scalpers. The fans couldn't get Collector's Edition. I think I'll be playing Halo. I don't know if John is that into Halo. I think he likes the originals, but I don't think he's going to jump out and play the new one. Would appreciate at least one section of Veronica with a stalker in it. I don't know. You guys might have to convince me on this shit. Hopefully they keep Wester's creepy laugh when he meets Claire. All the bets are for mate. James did not like what I just did. He does not like. He doesn't like what I just did. He's like, Dad, stop making it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, it's going to be interesting. Hey, guys, watching this and working on the race car. Can't wait for Veronica. Well, King, good to see you in here. Capcom has a chance to remake Code Veronica in a way more psychological horror by making Ashford deeply creepy. Well, they could just really make it more twisted and fucked up. And, you know, we mentioned the environmentals and stuff. Oh, yeah, Chris is mentioning the OP knife. Yeah, man. I think there'll be multiple knives. You know? I think that goes without saying. That'd be cool if you had, like, one that's really OP. That'd be really cool. If you guys are hanging out with us this evening, make sure you hit that like button. You know, we're just shooting the shit. We're just hanging out, you know, for a few hours here. So sit back, relax. We got a little bit more to go. They could do Nosferatu as a stalker. That would be interesting if he, like, breaks out and it's, like, a little bit different. Do you think Xeno will be explained at all in Veronica? You know what? I thought about it, Richard, and I really don't know if they will. Now, they might mention, like, something of other Weskers, maybe. Like, if Wesker says it, maybe Wesker might reference it, but it might be just a reference. It might not be made of big deal. But it's a good question. And it's great to see everybody excited for Veronica. You know, it's good to see that they are trying to keep the, you know, annual Resident Evil stuff kind of going on. You know, I don't know how soon RE1 or 0 will be done, but I will say that I'm excited to see the rest of the fixed camera era games kind of get the treatment, and hopefully, this kind of goes off without a hitch. Same thing with 0 and 1. Yeah, it's Xeno could have been a lot better. You think Jake's mom will be mentioned? Yeah, he's like, that bitch, I left her. Yeah, that would be awesome. Um, and you think Wesker smashed Ada? If you do, you think she's pregnant in Veronica? So this is a serious question from RWK. In fact, he actually messages me each day about this question, and I put it off because I didn't know if Wesker was going to actually hit it. And I will say this about Ada and Wesker. Hit Central. Okay. Moving on. If Xeno is ever mentioned, explain it might happen in RE5 or RE6 remake. It'd be have to go back and explain a lot. How will Capcom implement replayability? Probably having another cool battle game, good new game plus. RWK is a savage, bro, for that. K said, RWK, what? Alexia as a stalker? I don't know. You guys are going to have to really convince me. If he can attack with his arms this time, that would be interesting. The main villain for 10? I don't really know. That would be tough. Only stalker enemy I could see Alfred maybe stalking Claire in areas when he had the sniper, but Veronica doesn't really need one. Yeah, like it's just like I'm trying to think of different scenarios where I can kind of get behind this idea of a stalker enemy, and maybe me and John will have to kind of bounce back and forth on a video idea about this because it's really cool. Stalker enemies that go viral in these games, so I can see Capcom doing it. People are saying stalker for Veronica. Yeah, Richard, someone just said that in the chat, like Nosferatu as a stalker. I don't know. Because I kind of like, we need HCF lore. I think we'll get HCF lore, for sure. Either the Tyrant getting released earlier in the game or being the stalker. You guys are bringing up really good points. I think I'm going to have to write this down for a video idea. Just to kind of like say, well, what if and how could they do it, Jake, I have not seen Return to Silent Hill yet. I think me, John, and Dustin might have to check it out at some point. But I heard bad things. And if you liked it, that's fine, but I heard bad things. Code Veronica already has enough enemies. I'm fine if they do it, and if they don't. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to make or break the game. Or it could be like something that's annoying in the game that feels unnecessary. I was saying, Joseph, they could have multiple modes, New Game Plus, and a battle mode for replayability. Stalker enemy would need to be contained. Yeah, smaller sections. It could. Giant ice spider as a stalker. Yeah. The spider needs to be a full-on fight, and the albinoid. I think regardless, you got to put them in there. Prefer if they don't, I'll truck through it if they do. F these stalkers, we need a break. I'll let team up with Claire and Ada, says Wolfboy. Isn't the banner statue a botched tyrant? Yes, it is, actually. It's a fucked up, dinky version of a tyrant. Think it's on Hulu now for Silent Hill. Could be wrong. Yeah, I'll have to, if I get it, I definitely will be getting it for free 99, as I like to say. You know what they say. But I want to just, take this section of the stream. I've been shouting out a lot of channels, and I've been trying to give you guys, my channel links where I'm also doing content and trying to do more on a more regular cycle for Inoculate Productions and Anthony Underground. But there's somebody else that's back on the scene. And you guys know that, Richard was at the start of this channel, with the podcast and discussions and stuff like that, in the early days. And, I met Richard in 2010. And there was a lot of years where he wasn't really making a lot of content. And Um, you know, he was just doing his own thing, but now he's back doing some content, and you guys should just check it out and support it because he's kind of doing, you know, traditional Let's Plays again. He's doing Spider-Man Let's Plays. He has a poll for Resident Evil for the Let's Play, and RE4 original was the one that won. So I've been watching that, and he's got the old SV2000 DVD recorder. But yeah, I just wanted to shout out Richard because it's just good to see him back doing stuff. And, you know, some people throughout the years have wondered where Richard has gone. And right here is his channel. So check out his channel. I just put it in the chat. Evening Everyman is his new YouTube channel, and he's doing Let's Plays, and he's doing whatever the hell he wants. Breakdowns. He got a Spider-Man trailer breakdown and all that good stuff, and a Resident Evil breakdown. So definitely subscribe and just show some love, show some support, because we try to help out everybody here, up and coming, and yeah, it's part of the channel, you know, history, and you guys got to check it out too. So he's doing some cool stuff. So thank you guys for checking that out, and yeah, it's just a new era, you know. So we're excited to see where all of our channels go, and all of our content that we're trying to put out on other stuff as well. So Evening Everyman, subscribe, link is right there. Richard's channel, doing the Let's Play thing. And, you know, you might see some Let's Plays returning on this channel as well. Coincidentally, because we kind of had talks before RE9, me and John specifically, about how we want to approach, you know, this year with like streams or playthroughs. And we have a couple ideas to kind of bring back some of the old school stuff. And Let's Plays are kind of part of it. So, last video of him was around 2 Remake. Yeah, it was probably right around that time, as far as on this channel. And I know there was a few years where he was doing some reviews, and then I know that he wanted to get back into the gaming stuff, but he probably just didn't know a good time to break in, and it looks like he's breaking in now. So yeah, I'm always gonna put Richard over, man, because you know what I mean. Like, people that I meet online, obviously Perry is included in this, but like, you know, there's so many people that I met online that I've been able to, you know, connect with. And Richard, I still never actually met in person, but it feels like I have, you know. But maybe one day we can, you know, make that change. But you know, I've tried to meet as many people as possible in person, especially the ones that I've created with. And yeah, we're trying to just kind of keep the simple stuff of YouTube alive, and those simple days. Richard is you know, he has a clean slate, really, so it's refreshing to see that. And yeah, so we've been doing this for a long time. Richard's been doing this for a long time because, as you guys know, he also had his own channel even back then when he was working with me on this channel, and you know, doing Let's Plays. But he just, you know, things happen and channels got closed, and you know, minds got changed. You know what I mean? Like, time happens, but he's at where he's at now. So, check it out, man. And a lot of you guys are already subscribed, but if you aren't, subscribe. So I just wanted to shout that out because that deserves the time of day. And as a couple of our regular hosts that you know do other channels, you're going to see me plug in their channels as well, because this is, you know, it ain't an ego thing. It's not a it's not like one channel is bigger than the other. We can't shout out people. That's not what this is about. You know what I mean? It's just about community and hanging out and just really, you know, enjoying stuff. So yeah, really appreciate that. Turn to Silent Hills on Screenbox. Captain Cash is already subscribed. RWK says Richard's videos are fire. Owit K9. I think I said that right. He says you guys are bringing back the good old days of YouTube. Yeah, we're trying to. We're trying to just keep some of this stuff alive. I mean, we've been kicking since those early days of YouTube, you know. and some of us have never really left. Even Richard's always been around, even if he wasn't making content, he was still consuming content and like seeing how YouTube is consumed nowadays. So, you know, we're always learning and we're always talking to each other, and we're, you know, like all of us creative friends, you know, we try to like keep each other motivated and just like talk about how, you know, how the fuck the landscape has changed throughout the years. Will we get another CG movie anytime soon? I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. Mr. Waffles, I think a playable Chris versus Wesker section would be awesome. You guys already read that? Y'all going to play through the full game when Veronica comes out? Yeah, I think. Yeah, and you know what's? I talked to Richard about this too, but when me and John sat down and we and Dustin, we recorded basically the Let's Play of Resident Evil 9, our first playthrough. We just appreciated playing it offline, and like, no offense to the chat, but when a new game comes out, it's very hard to stay focused when you have to deal with chat, you have to deal with the game, and you have to, like, it is a lot. So especially like with a remake, you already know what's going to happen, so you don't have to worry about spoilers, I guess, as much, but that was also a big thing that was happening. So I think that Veronica, we are going to be playing it, but it will be offline. And then we'll live stream our second playthrough or a hardcore playthrough. I think from now on, we're going to do that. Because I think that kind of spawned the whole, like, we should probably just do Let's Plays again, you know. And so we're going to start doing that. And it's a little bit of a different vibe. But it's just supposed to be chill. And the RE9 was basically like that, you know. And so diving into it, and we could take notes, and we could stop and take breaks and like discuss. So I think Veronica, there will still be a 24-hour stream, but it's not going to be our first playthrough. Even during the 360 days, we would avoid party chats during new game releases. Yeah, exactly. It's like sometimes you just have to like take it in. And in the case of like you're actually recording content, that is evergreen. They call it evergreen on YouTube, right? It's content that you can always go back to, and it's not like dated. It's not like like a news break video. Like, that's not evergreen content. Like, evergreen content is something that someone can always go back to forever and watch it in its long form. And Let's Plays are kind of like that, are basically like that, and so are like first full playthroughs. So our first full playthrough of RE9 got decent numbers. Do we wish that we got it up sooner? Sure. But we got the game when we got the game. You know what I mean? And that's all you can do. I mean, it's out there. So, let's see. Ghostly Girly says, "Hey, Ed, do you think Capcom will let us bomb New Jersey?" Holy shit! What are you talking about? This seems like a troll, right here. Let me see this. Your profile picture is scary. So just for that, we're gonna put you in a ban, and don't come back. Let's see. Think Ari Veronica will be just as good or better than the OG. I mean, I think the OGs will always have their place. I think at the end of the day, like, a lot of people are gonna have a preference, and I think that's the biggest thing, is like, you have to sit there and, you know, kind of think about like what the original did with the mechanics, with the limitations, and what this one does. But yeah, I mean, I think this could easily be better because of the pacing, because of the adjustments that they could make. It definitely has all of the right things to have it, you know? yeah, having immersion's great. We got Matthew Webster too with a $5 super chat. He says, "What's up? Make it playable, Chris vs. Wesker moment, but have us play as Wesker since that beating is what motivates Chris to bulk up in RE5." Interesting. Playing as Wesker from that would be interesting. I feel like they would do that in like a battle game. Yeah, I feel like they would do that in like a battle game. Let's see. Very interesting. Never heard of the evergreen term, but I know what you exactly what you mean. Yeah, exactly. Like your Let's Plays would be evergreen. My complete collection of Resident Evil, my entire collection, that's evergreen. Like a retrospective would be evergreen. You know, just kind of stuff like that. That is just always you can always go back to. Achievement guides, yeah, that's true. Full playthroughs, Let's Plays. Yeah, avoiding the internet when a game comes out. I was really off the grid even for like my birthday, where normally I reply to a bunch of people on social media that give me happy birthdays. Because it was right around RE9 and the leaks were already out and the ending was out, I was just like, nope, not going online. So sometimes you got to do what you got to do. RE10 come out before RE5 remake, where there'd have to be an announcement first. Updated models, yeah. Play Halo games on our own, on normal, then get together and play on Legendary. Last to finish, had to buy dinner. I never finished last, by the way, says Will. That's awesome. That's a cool little memory. DLC that Veronica could get? Man, I don't know. I feel like a battle game should be free DLC, you know, or free just whatever. That's what's great about RE. So many games and so many different ways of playing. First person, third person, fixed camera angles. Gives you any style you want. Yeah. And now it's kind of confirmed that from the devs themselves that they were going back to third person for Veronica specifically, which, you know, I don't mind. So, yeah, it's kind of like you have so many different varieties. Second, I hear that spoilers for RE games come out, I stay off the internet. Yeah, exactly. Like, obviously, Remake, it's more of a relief. I mean, the only thing you can get spoiled on is, like, new, like, designs or new, like, voice lines or discussions or something that happened between characters. So, with remakes, it's like, they're not, unless they do something completely drastically different in the story, you shouldn't have to worry too much with remakes. It's still annoying. But Case's first person's overrated. I would also like to see packs of hunters, stalkers, Jurassic Park Raptor style. Give us an option or at least try to fight or run and hide. Interesting. Packs of hunters and stalkers. People were leaking the bad ending of RE9 at Discord servers. Yeah, believe me, we know. Believe me, I know. Seeing developers that made RE2 and RE4. Do I prefer RE9 or RE4 remake? I like both. I like both. I think RE4 remake has more replay value in some regards. There's a lot more unlockables and some stuff, but RE9 still has some good stuff in there too. Let's see if I missed any comments here. I always felt you play as Wesker for RE0 post game, but I wouldn't do it with how they did it for the original RE0. Like it wouldn't be like the Wesker mode or the. I see what you're saying. If you want stalkers, ask for a Dino Crisis remake. Get stalked by a T-Rex. Kay says, get your fucking stalker shit out of here. Kay said, take your stalker. There's the door. Let's see. Did I miss any of these comments? R9 DLC coming out after Veronica's a mistake. I mean, I don't know why it's taking too long, but I'd rather them take their time. R9 DLC. Ugh, sorry. It could come after Veronica. That's what we're hearing, is that's coming after Veronica, so I don't know. The basement part of R9 at the Care Center. I like the basement. It's not too bad. Xeno being more Resident Evil games? Probably not. Stalker of the Planetarium, 6 o'clock. Very excited to hear the soundtrack. Remade boss fights is just the way the game looks. Has potential to be in the best looking RE. Has some sweet areas in the OG. Yeah, soundtrack has to be fire. Has to be so good, and it would be cool to see a soundtrack swap. That'd be awesome. How do I feel about cloning in RE games? You know, it's been done in the RE verse before, so you don't want to overdo it, but orphanage section, yeah, I think that's everyone's least favorite. We need a break from orphanages and stalkers. The origins of Xeno. I would like to see more Xeno in DLC, of course, but I like to see Jilly back in RE10 as opposed to RE9 DLC. Orchestral music of Code Veronica. Yeah, it's great. It's iconic. It really is, in so many ways. My society photographer got hit in the head by a polo ball. You're all I got. Could you pay me in advance? I can't do it. J. Jonah Jameson laugh. For comments over the last few months, what is the general consensus on RE9? I like RE9. I still love it. I'd probably still give it a 9 out of 10. I mean, I still really enjoy it. So me and John's opinion really hasn't changed much. It's really like we just kind of been seeing a heel turn more in the not so much the comments, but maybe some other videos going around in the community. But I like it. Do I think they're really making RE0? I think they should if they're doing one. Yeah, they'll make you pay for it. Exactly, Hockey. You'll be in the deluxe. Well, we saw Alex Wesker at the end of Rev 2, and that's it. So, RE10 be set in a mansion, if it makes sense. We need Ada. She's the last big five not appear in a post RE6 game. Well, Matthew, so what we're hearing is the DLC for 9 is allegedly Ada and Chris, like two different things. I don't know if that's true, but that would kind of give in to that Ada, like needing Ada in a main line. RE9 saved the franchise after 7 tried to bury it. Interesting, Kay. Interesting. Poor Peter could never catch a break with Jameson. He can't. Please extend the train stage for Zero remake. Yeah, that would be cool. I'm more stoked for probably Veronica remake, and then I would say I like how you put or GTA 6. I mean, Resident Evil I'm most excited for over GTA at first. But then I get a little taste of GTA, and then I don't leave. Just imagine remaking Dead Aim in the RE engine. It would be cool. but they would have to revamp a lot of shit. DLC for 9 should be Chris babysitting Rose. Yeah, change diapers and bottles. That'll be a fan game, don't worry. Alex Wesker. Capcom announces Resident Evil Survivor Collection, Gun Survivor Collection, Resident Evil Survivor, Dead Aim, and as an extra bonus, Dino Stalker. I want a PS5 Pro for GTA 6. Yeah, I got a Pro before the price hike. I'm ready for GTA. It's time to get funky, everybody. I wonder if they replace Bruce and Fong with Leon and Ada in a Dead Aim remake. You might as well just make it a side story at that point. But just put Leon and Ada in it. If there's a section to play with Claire mixed to the island originally instead of the cutscene. Yeah, that would be awesome. I love we play that intro. Dino Stalker was an on-rails spin-off of like Dino Crisis, basically. The rumor is after Veronica, we're getting a 0 and 1 remake. So as much as I would like to see 5, at some point, it seems like that's not where they're going right now. But we know what they will replace in Dead Aim, the fucking shitty-ass audio mixing. But what happened to this boat? What happened to this? What happened to... I still remember Richard's Let's Play on Dead Aim. Fucking Bruce's fucked up neck. He's like, where am I? Where are my people? And where is my horse? I think Capcom future-proofs Ari with Leon's kids. We'll never stop making it. It's got to be the kids. It's got to be the grandkids. It's got to be the grandchildren. The grandchildren of the grandchildren of the grandchildren. Nobody wants RE7 characters back. Not really. I feel like RE1 would be the easiest game to remake. I think so. Need to get a Pro. Probably will do at some point, but just the price is too much. Yeah. Oh, did I? I don't even think I... Oh my god, it's been so long. Oh my god, chat, it's been so long. I've been on this chat for so long. It's skewed into this tangent for you, me, and Einstein. Because Biff was in the time machine with the sports almanac. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Okay, no. So my story with the PlayStation is a gay min ain't easy story, if you know what I mean. No, I'm just kidding. No, so essentially what happened is we heard of the price hike, and we hello, Callie's here. So was Jimmy. So the GameStop was a bunch of idiots, and they I have the sports almanac. So it was around it was April, it was 420. And GameStop was like, "Hey, we'll give you, $420 towards the console plus 10% plus, whatever." So this was back in, I think I said this on a live stream. I probably did, but I don't think I've done one of these like since January, so Um, that's why I'm here telling you this now. So the only reason why I have one is because GameStop was doing the deal, and then I basically took my base PS5, took it down there, and I'll tell you this really gaming ain't easy story. Um, so this is basically like, I'm trying to make sure because GameStop, there's barely any stores that are at least within a close distance now, and I don't know how they're still open, and some have better employees than others. But what I'm getting to with the gaming ain't easy story is um, the fact that it was a fucking headache just to get this thing. Because keep in mind, so when Sony announced this price hike, they basically gave you less than a week. It was like 6 days or 5 days or something like that. So I was just like, oh, I'll try to do it this day. It didn't work out. Oh, I'll try to do it this day. It didn't work out. I finally tried to do it. And of course, because, it's Anthony's turn to get screwed over, it almost happened. Um, so I called 2 GameStops. They didn't know their promotions at all, and they were just basically trying to get me to like come in and just see what it was. And I was like, no, I want to answer. And then every time I kept asking questions on the phone, she was like, well, I'm busy right now. And I was like, all right, fuck you. I'm not coming to your store. And then there was another bitch on the phone, and I was like, fuck you. I'm not coming to your store. And then there was another bitch on the phone, and then I said, fuck you. I'm not coming to your store. And then there's another bitch on the phone that finally said, yes, we actually have one in stock. Well, this wasn't a bitch. This was a guy. And but he was like, oh, we might have one. And then he checked. Because at first he said no. Then he's like, oh, we'll have. Because I'm like, do you have a pro? Yeah. And then my second question was always, well, am I going to get X, Y, and Z amount? And they just don't want to answer questions. I think they just are too busy with their thumb up their ass, or they're just licking all of the used games with their tongue. There's a lot of weird things that these employees can do. They can jump up and down in the back with, underwear and used underwear and shit. We talk about this all the time. GameStop is the sales of used underwear and used products. So where I'm getting at with this is GameStop's fucking blows, but they were able to get me this machine. So I drive in, we're going in, there's traffic, and Callie was driving, and there was a lot of traffic, but we got there. But the whole time I was just like, Callie, I swear to God, I'm going to get here, and there's going to be somebody that's going to get this machine, the last one. I mean, there's one. So the fact that, he couldn't really hold it for me, because I know that's not how that works, and I've worked retail for 6 years or so in the Best Buy world, and I know that's not how retail works. So I wasn't going to be the douchebag to be like, can you hold it for me? No, I'm not entitled, and I'm not a prick. So I got to get there on my own. And from there, I went and barely made it. There was one console left, and I traded in the console towards the Pro. And when you trade in the console, I also didn't have to pay the tax. So I basically paid little to nothing after the promotion deals and such. So it was actually really cool. Um, and basically, we went and did the trade, but it was the last one. And I'm not even kidding. As I was making this trade, I know I'm giving you the Tommy Tangent runaround story, but basically, there was a guy that came in that was looking for that one console while we were making the trade. So I guess what happened was he went to another GameStop. They didn't have a Pro, and everyone was running out and getting a Pro because the price was about to go up. So I was already making the trade. So the guy comes in and he's just like, "Oh, are you getting the Pro?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, dude, I got to go to Best Buy now." So he was pissed and he left. So, um, yeah, basically it was just like it was a whole thing for no reason. But I got my Pro, I got my disk drive, and I only paid less than like $200 for it. So it's not really bad. Um, but that's my story. So I had to make it all dramatic and stuff. So that's my story. You know, I really got nothing else in the tank. Thank you. Good night. No, I'm just kidding. um, let's see. Good voice acting. Give me all the remakes. I don't care when they come out. Yeah, at least they're coming out. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, so like all the Nintendo Switch prices are going up in September. I think at least like Nintendo's like, all right, you got a few months. Sony was like, nah, you got less than a week. So get used to it, sister. I want to play Dino Crisis someday, OG or remake. Well, it's on the PlayStation. It's on the PSN store. So you have that to play until they remake it. RE7 remake, Leon's Revenge. I was gonna trade up for a Pro, but it was out of stock everywhere by me. Must have been assigned to just save up for the Helix. Yeah, I mean Helix will be cool if they put the Helix at a good price. We just don't know when we're gonna get Helix at this point. If these next few consoles are getting quote unquote delayed, but we'll see. But yeah, it basically where I was getting at with that story is I got lucky and it almost didn't happen because if they didn't have that Pro, I basically would have just made the trade and I would have basically had to keep the credit until um, I don't know. What is the cat doing? He was meowing. Let's see. PS6 will be here before we know it. It's true. That's the story, and I'm sticking to it, says Jujitsu. Can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm feeling a bit nostalgic for RE6 days. 14 years already? Ah, man, Richard, 14 fucking years. What happened? I remember, I have a great memory of Richard and myself. We were playing on the 360, and we both had school the next day, and it was just a pure example of like, you want to do one more? All right, I'll do one more. And then we'd finish the Mercenaries match. Do you want to do one more? All right, yeah, we'll do one more. They finished the Mercenaries match. They were just like, fuck. Now, I could do one more. And then we did like two more. Let's get on that, Richard. Let's play some RE6. That'd be fun. We got to get each other on the Steam. Because Richard, if you guys don't know, Richard is also now in the PC world. So he built his own PC within the last couple years, I think. And yeah, Richard is now in the PC realm. So I can actually play some games with this guy again. I know for a while we weren't really playing a lot of stuff on console, or I know you don't even have the consoles at this point. So maybe we can play it on Steam sometime, man. That'd be fun. Watch PS6 be $1,000. Yeah, I think it will be. The Steam machine is $1,200, as it was announced today. And Sony is going to be Sony. I was in fourth grade when RE6 was released. That's insane. I think me and Richard were like in high school. We were like juniors, seniors, high school, or yeah, juniors, or yeah, yeah. That was 2012, right? I remember taking out the trash and it was like snowing out in November. Still playing RE5 and 6 on Xbox One. I like RE6 more than 5. Yep, I said it. Damn. I like RE5 more, but I like the Mercs in 6 as well. I was never more hyped than the pre-release of RE6, and that marketing built up did that. Yeah, I kind of wish I was in a... If you guys don't know, me and Richard pretty much started this podcast to do a discussion on RE6. We did a review, kind of very fresh in our minds. So the pilot episode technically is us talking about RE6 and reviewing it. I was in first grade when RE6 was released. What was happening? I also held on. Oh, you do have your PS5, Richard. Okay. What would you prefer to play it on, Richard? PS5 or Steam? Just let me know. I mean, I have both, so you let me know. We don't got to record it or anything. Maybe eventually we can do something with that, even for our side channels and stuff. But let's just play, man, like old times. Just fucking play it. Just chill. Look forward to Code Veronica remake. Never played it. Yeah, Red Super. There's a lot of people that have just never played it, and they really are jumping into this for the first time. So. Only have PS4 and just beat RE4 remake. Damn. Well, Janice, at this point, you might as well just wait for the 6, but depending on what you want to play. Time goes by. Yeah, man, but believe me, Tyrant, even your early 20s, don't take them for granted. Do not. Do not. Any advice when I get to RE6? Lay down and turn it off. No, I'm just kidding. Kay says, Ant, play it in Discord. I'll watch y'all play 6. That would be fun. That would be pretty cool. Maybe do something like that at some point. I was 26 when RE6 came out. Lol. Richard says Steam because it's free to play online. That's true. And we can just plug in our Xbox controllers or PlayStation controllers and play it. So that's another good one. My kid is into Dead by Daylight, loves the RPD map. I'm trying to get him to play RE2 Remake, but he gets scared. He'll get there. Barely remember my 20s. They flew by so fast. Yeah, they do, man. They really do. I feel like, your 20s is kind of like, it's okay to kind of make mistakes, you know what I mean? And learn from them and stuff like that. So it's still the trials and tribulations of life. 30s can be like that too, but COVID took away my early 20s, it feels like. Yeah, man, it kind of fucked us up right there. And I was in my mid-20s, I think, at that point, by the time RE3 came out. Remake, that is. So, like, because lockdown, I think I just turned 20. I forget. I don't even know what I was when. Yeah. I don't know. 25, 26, something like that. I was 26 as well when 6 came out. Yeah, some of you guys are definitely a little bit older than me for sure. Y'all make me feel old. I was in 6th grade when OGRE came out, says Mr. Waffles. Damn. We're not going to date you, don't worry. COVID erased time for everybody. Yeah, it did. It really did. Let's see. That'd be cool to see you two play together. Yeah, we always had a good time. I feel like it'd be 23 still. It's all right. It's just a number until it isn't. Ah. But no. Yeah, RE6 had really fun mercenaries. It really did. And on PC, it actually still runs really good. I think me and Richard can actually do the No Mercy mode too because that's on there. That was only there on the PC and the remastered versions of that. Some of us literally grew up with RE. Well, yeah. Well, that's the biggest thing is like it's kind of part of our DNA. Do you have a favorite line in Code Veronica? All the better for me. I think my favorite line. I always loved Chris, since you're one of my best men. Like when he's like basically leaving Chris to fight. I always love that line of dialogue. Well, one thing we were saying, Neil Watts, is like if they mentioned something like a Xeno or more Wesker type clones, That's the only thing I could think of as far as like implementing some stuff from 9, but not making it so like, hey, here's 9. You know what I mean? Like kind of distractingly so. But that's just kind of my thought on it, I guess. Played through Jake and Leon's campaigns on Steam before R9 came out this year. Play smooth. Yeah, yeah, man. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while. Um, but yeah, man. Maybe we could do some cool. Like I said, I messaged you, Richard. We already kind of talked about some stuff we can do on some of our newer channels because we're kind of experimenting with different stuff. So you never know. Maybe we could do some content from that, even if it's not on here, but it's on your channel, Anthony Underground. We can kind of start collaborating in that way too. That'd be really fun. Memorable moment, your first playthrough of Code Veronica. I honestly, playing it with my brother and seeing it for the first time and seeing the cutscene, the intro cutscene, and then seeing the graphics. I'll never forget it. It was like a rainy day. It was cloudy. Dreamcast was already hooked up. It was one of those days where like the Dreamcast was already hooked up. We didn't get it like at launch. It was just like at some point in 2000. And I am Melvin Astrid, commander of this base. That's a good one too. So that's probably my most memorable memory is the first time I popped it in. Came across your channel a couple years ago when YouTube recommended a RE collection update video. I thought, all right, let's see what this guy's got in his collection. And I'm British, by the way. Well, Rick, I do like the British. No, I do. But I am, you like that, Callie? I do like the British. I have a couple British friends. No, I do actually. Shout out to Luke. But yeah, no, really cool to hear that you found out the channel through collection updates. That's been a staple on this channel, since the beginning. I wanted to document the snapshots in time, all the way dating back to when I was, 14, 15, and basically just letting people know, like, hey, I got this new item, and it cost me this much, and it's going into the collection. And, you can kind of go back and hear my voice change as as the videos got older. And I never stopped doing them. So I do like the British. Anthony 2026. Yes, I do. But I just think it's funny how he's like, I'm British, by the way. like at the end. I get it. No, that's cool. I love all the people that watch me from. I do like the British. I like people that watch us from Australia and everywhere else. People from Turkey, people from Japan. People watch the channel from everywhere. So it's cool to see just how people find the channel through all different, because I like back in the day, I even used to look at the podcast statistics and see people would download the show, and I was like, oh my god, there's people in wherever, like just downloading this. Like I didn't even know that was a place. Thank you, Wolf Boy. Playing Ari in middle school was such a peak experience. But there's nothing out like that at the time. Completely different than watching a scary movie versus playing a game. Well, that's what I think it was, is that it just seemed like it was that interactive kind of, like, the way that anything from, like, the zombie head turn to the dogs jumping through the window, you always had that, You always had that thing that was pushing the scares, When Claire hides Steve to hand over the Lugers, hand them to me. Give them to me, you son of a bitch. What part of Code Veronica do you think needs to be fixed the most? Fixed the most. I don't know if I can like pinpoint it to one section. If anything, I just want them to kind of have a balance between Chris and Claire gameplay. My other channels, I'll post them again. But my other channel that you guys can check out, and you should check out, because we almost are monetized on my film channel, is Inoculate Productions. And I've had this film channel since 2007. I do my own original shorts on there with my team that I work with over here in South Jersey on a bunch of films. all my friends that have been helping me out since the beginning. Obviously, I can't do this stuff alone, but I'm also going to be doing more stuff on this channel as well, which is going to be more of like a gaming. Like this is kind of where you might see stuff with myself and all my other friends: Brandon, Richard, Dave, Eddie, Ben. The list goes on. It's Anthony Underground. It's going to be more of like a whatever channel of just gaming and video reviews or let's plays. So definitely check me out there because I'm trying to expand them, and I've been really making it setting time aside to do these channels. You only slow me down. Yeah, that's a classic one. Visible Man T-shirt. That is a Japanese one. Yes, it is. Thank you for noticing. Yeah, I got this from somewhere. Def cut down on the backtracking. It's definitely the most out of art. Yeah, and you know what it is, and like I talked to John about this, I think in the podcast that we just put out. It feels a lot longer when you have those load times. So, I think like that's the biggest thing. It's like just trying to like just I don't know, make all the pacing a little bit different because it'll already be there. Same right, I didn't get to enjoy the co-op modes with friends because I was the only fan in the friend group. Yeah, I mean that I appreciate that. He says I didn't have a lot of friends that were into Ari growing up, so you in this channel were a godsend. Well, that's kind of what it was, right? Like, I wanted to kind of just create this channel to talk more about Resident Evil with people that I could talk to it with, like in conversation, and like my close friends, I showed them Resident Evil, and a lot of them did like it. But only some of them stuck with it. You know what I mean? And it's just such a simple time because to think that like when I made this channel, it was just like in the handful of RE channels that were out at the time, and obviously RE Challenger was the first basically. So I was also inspired by them as well. And always look up to those guys. And Luke is like a brother to me now, so I'm very grateful. It's a small world. And but it was just to create the conversation and just to like talk, and like the let's plays were kind of me just wanting to share my experiences playing these games with everybody because I was posting it to the world. But like when I was talking into the camera and into the DVD recorder or whatever, it was by myself, you know what I mean? But it was like kind of, it's not like it was like a lonely process, but it's like you're talking to yourself to eventually have this on a video that people can listen to. So that was kind of that step. You're crazy to know who I am, aren't you? Fine, I'll show you. Invisible Man, 1933. Such a classic. Love the Universal stuff. OG Universal Monsters. Let's see. It'd be interesting if they made Bandersnatch a mini boss throughout the game. That would be cool, but I don't know. I think there's going to be multiple. I got my friends into co-op games, but I was the only one that remained. Yeah, some of the co-op stuff. Some of the co-op stuff is it's hard to find co-op stuff that hits. That's why I hope Gears is really good. I'm really excited for Gears E-Day. Might have helped if the live action stuff we've gotten over the years was actually good. Capcom flubbed bringing non-gamer casuals in from different mediums. Yeah, I think some people kind of have a mixed they have a mixed like feeling of RE, or I guess what they perceive to be RE. And kind of what it stands for and what it means. When you have different like live action material kind of contradicting what it actually is. So that's always been tough. That's always been a tough one, to be honest with you. They better fix the cheap ass Bandersnatch claw. I know. Like it feels like no matter how far away you are from the Bandersnatch, they just always get you with their fucking Mr. Fantastic fucking arm, and oh man, it's so bad. So yeah, I'd fix those little things. I do think it's cool that we're getting Veronica on Switch too. I think that's really cool. Oh man, yeah. The first thing you should think of is not the Netflix show. Oh my god, man, that was so bad. John still hasn't seen any of that, so that means if I'm watching it with him, he's going to be seeing it for the first time. If we, well, we're going to review. I say if we review it, we have to. We got to get through all the Anderson movies. We have to rewatch Welcome to Raccoon Titties, and the next one would be the Netflix show. So that would catch us up as far as live action, like in order of it coming out, like Paul Anderson from part one, and then final chapter, and then Welcome to Raccoon Titties. Yeah, the Netflix show is. Oh, in chat room, there's a certain thing that has to be solved here. Yeah, Richard said he couldn't finish a Netflix show. I don't blame you, man. I had to sit there before Callie's birthday that year and fucking because it came out on her birthday, of course. Um, and so I had to sit there the night before and just like get a notepad, write about the episode. Then episode two would come on, get a notepad, write about the episode. Then write it. I felt like I was dreaming. Um, it felt like I was like in a nightmare because by the time I saw Wesker was like, I'll get the never-ending breadsticks. I was like, I know there were Wesker clones and shit, but um, yeah, what a fucked. What's up, Brystar? Um, what a fucked show, man. And it was canceled like that same week or the week after or something like that. Like it didn't even take long for them to be like, yeah, we're not doing this anymore. We're done. I don't know. What do you guys think of like kind of where they're going with these shows now, where they feel like everything has to be a show? I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think everything needs a show. High school drama about girls. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that bull fuck? Oh, dude, I know. And obviously, yeah, rest in peace, Lance Reddick, because honestly, he was my favorite part of the show. While he didn't, he didn't write the script, okay? So it wasn't his fault. I think he was a good actor, and he was great in John Wick. And I want to thank Danibus 421 for gifting memberships to Jujitsu Kaijin, Trash Can, my Captain Catch. We got Mark. We got Air Dead. And I'm Soulsea, our members. Appreciate that. exclusive badges and emojis, early access to content, exclusive content, name thanks in the credits, all that good stuff. Appreciate it. Very generous. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's people like you that gift memberships, people that are members, people that, even if you don't donate in any yeah, this year it's kind of like we're putting our all into it. So yeah, some people didn't like Infinite Darkness. Um, it was just okay. It didn't need to be a show. It could have just been like an animated movie because it was like, sorry for the yawn. It was like 4 episodes or something like that, and all of them pretty much like equivalated to a movie. Kay, come on, Kay. James Morrison being a member. You didn't have to do that, Kay. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Um, I guess another thing I wanted to say real quick before we kind of wind things down here a little bit. Let me make sure this thing actually stays here. Okay, it looks like it's staying. I've been getting a lot of comments. Some people reached out and they wanted to talk to me about specifically, some people were wondering if I am involved in this project entitled Prelude Original Sin, which is happening over on Residents of Evil. Some people have gotten it confused that I'm involved in this project, given the track record of Keeper's Diary and Resurrection and stuff like that. But I'm here to say that I'm not involved in that production. So some people were wondering if I was involved in that, or they thought I was, or they thought I was off doing stuff with it. That is not the case. There's definitely going to be more stuff in the future that I will be involved in, and whether it's stuff that I do on my own films or people that I collaborate with. But I'll keep it, brief. I'm not going to get into future plans, and I don't want to put I don't want to jump the gun, so to speak, and start saying my plans out loud, because it doesn't mean anything if you just say, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But I wanted to clear that up in this live hangout while we're here one-on-one with the chat. Yeah, so more stuff is going to be coming in the live ether of films for myself, and I'm grateful for everybody that I've ever worked with on all of these projects. And it's all going to build myself into the next chapter of what I want to shoot and film and write and be a part of and build as a team. That's the important thing. I learned a lot from those last 2 projects, and I want to continue that forward. So, things have been really exciting as far as what's down the road, whether it's this channel, my other channels, stuff I'm doing with other people. Ethan will not appear in the new movie, but the character might as well be Ethan, because he's just kind of like the everyman. No, he's not Richard, but he is just an everyday guy that is just kind of like going through this. So I think that's kind of their vibe for Zach Krager's film. So we'll see what happens with all that stuff. But it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting year with all this live action stuff, kind of at the back end of things. like how Kay's like, Ethan is fucking gone. Just stop saying the E word. Stop it. What's up, Brady? Brady's in the house. Alice is gone. Ethan's gone. The breadstick, Wesker is gone. I don't know. I can't see this film being any more than like a 6 out of 10. It's going to be a zombie movie with some RE visual sprinkled in, but will have nothing to do with RE1 or RE2. That's kind of what it feels like, Rich. Brady says, I'm becoming a member right now. Bitch. So Brady, DFC Z1R is now a member. Thank you so much. Like I said, custom badges, emojis, exclusive content, all that good stuff. Credit thanks. Thank you. Too bad they didn't do better with Ethan, but it is what it is. Yeah. Village really was their time to make Ethan shine, and while they did try to amp up his acting, it's not the actor's fault, the voice actor's fault, but, you know, that's it. That's good, Ann. I'm happy for you and your projects. Also, will RE do a Silent Hill approach? There's a Telltale RE game style. That would be interesting. I don't think they would do it a Telltale RE game style. Telltale. 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 I wanted that Arkley series. Yeah. Well, Andrew Salo knew people that were working on that, and unfortunately, because a lot of people were talking about it as if it was real, and it wasn't, it got, unfortunately, you know, it got not in trouble, but I think they just kind of stopped where it was. So, I worked with, you know, people that basically knew people on that project. So it just sucks because that was actually really cool. I feel like they should have showed his face by Village at least, Mango. But that's the problem with being like a window to VR or a window into, you know, it was all fucked up. Do I have one? Oh, no, I don't have one. Can I have one? No, I can't have one. Why can't y'all be like Sega and be cool? Yeah, it's funny because like Capcom reached out to us when they saw our Keeper's Diary campaign, and you know, basically we were just kind of like, yeah, this is not for profit. This is what we're doing. We're not trying to step on any toes. And they were just like, all right. They left us alone. They're actually pretty cool about it, but we got lucky. Replayed Village a few months ago. The story was more boring than I remembered. Actually, I realized how boring it was when John was playing through it on the last Legacy series. He did not want to play through that, guys. I'm telling you. But he did it. Only second time, and I think the third person helped, but it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought after my original playthrough. Or after my original playthroughs is right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it didn't do stuff for me on multiple playthroughs. We'll have to see. Like, if I replayed it just one-on-one now, like not switching off the controller, just playing it, like how that would do. Full Metal Jacket RE with Chris and Barry being bros. Just a full-on, Chris is my old partner, you know. It just doesn't end. Oh, man. All right, so I'll probably go for another 5 minutes or so. So any other questions that you're dying to ask or stupid comments you want me to read that will get you banned, the time is now. I'm just kidding. But I don't know if the time is now because K Dan keeps gifting more memberships. 5 more memberships. Holy shit. K Dan. You guys are too kind. Owen, Grace, Big Deagle, Asim Whisper, Esme Whisper, and Shadow Drone are now members, courtesy of K Dan. I waited until the gold edition came out so I could play it in third person. Hell yeah. Some people like the third person stuff, man. Recipes, Divide Chase, and Bobby Prince. Yeah, very, very sad to hear about that. Yeah, really good turnout. Really appreciate the turnout. We had over 130 people in here at some point. But yeah, RAP to those guys, man. Bobby Prince, legendary composer. Um, I mean, it just sucks that some people are gone, that are from that era. Um, like it really is sad. I mean, the Doom soundtrack alone, Duke Nukem alone, like these are like legendary, composers. And then for Divide, am I saying her name right? Divide Chase. I think I'm saying it right. She just passed away, so I don't want to mess this up. But she passed away at 35 years old and gone way too soon. Just way too soon. Like she already did like such iconic roles, and she was so young. Um, so yeah, very very sad how Deve. Okay, Deve. Okay, Deve. So Deve Chase. I want to speak correctly of the people who passed. Deve Chase, R.I.P. Bobby Prince, R.I.P. It sucks that we're losing people, whether they're too young or even if they're older. They're from an era that's completely gone. Very sad. Very sad indeed. When is RE2 coming to Switch? I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Also, I didn't want to miss this. Matt Clyburn gifted a membership to Cardinal Jack. So thank you, Matt Clyburn, for also gifting a membership down here, man. Really appreciate that. Do I got any filmmaking projects that I'm working on at the minute? Not at the moment. We did just put out Grindhouse on my Inocula Productions page. So check out Grindhouse. It's a bunch of fake comedy trailers, basically, of movies that will never come out. So check that out over here on Inocula Productions. As far as film stuff that I have going on that's up and coming on Inocula, there's going to be some cool stuff coming maybe the end of this year. I want to work on a new script, kind of like a horror short of some degree. And just do something really cool and lo-fi. Feeling very inspired, coming off of things like Obsession and stuff. Do you have the RE3 OG PS1 Greatest Hits version? Gravity, I actually don't have the Greatest Hits of 2 or 3. And in fact, I actually do need to own them because technically that is another, version I need to own. But they're a little expensive. But yeah, I'd have to get Greatest Hits because technically I have Director's Cut Greatest Hits. That's the DualShock version. Appreciate that, Brady. Yeah. Plenty of more stuff coming. Paul Haddad. Oh my God. Kay with the $10 super chat. You guys are being so nice tonight. I might have to go a little bit longer because you guys what are you guys doing right now? You guys are being too generous. Paul Haddad always loved my story about wearing my RPD t-shirt under my uniform on my first day at work as a police officer. That's so cool, Kay. I think one of the biggest regrets. Mugen is here too. Say hello, Mugen. This is the Mookie baby. One of the things that I really wish and I regret is the fact that we never got a chance to talk to Paul Haddad, and another one gone too soon. So I definitely regret that. I was trying to get a lot of the RE actors on the show in the early days, and it was very hard to get them in contact and stuff, and I just didn't get a chance to get in contact with him before he passed. So Paul Paul Haddad is, if you guys don't know, he's the original Leon S. Kennedy from Resident Evil 2 original, as Mugen bites my arm. $9.99 from Riot and Respect. Come on, guys. You guys are doing a hype train right now. Yeah, Kay is a cop. You don't want to fuck with her. She'll fucking throw you down as fast as Jill. And hope to see an Ant horror film soon enough. Yeah, Jujutsu Trash Can. I mean, if you go to my Inoculate Productions page, you'll see a bunch of horror shorts that I've done. I think the last one that I did was the Halloween short film that we did called The Shape Kills. So check that out on my film channel if you want to see some of the horror goodness that I've done in the past. Some stuff's better than others, but I'm happy that you guys can kind of see the snapshot in time. Have y'all had Nick Apostles on the channel? Not on this channel. He has talked to John before, but ex-military and law enforcement, says Kay. As Mugen is just purring right in my ear. Damn, you guys are being so fucking nice. You guys are doing a hype train right now. I didn't even know you guys were about to do this hype train. But thank you guys. Christopher coming in. Cardarelli with the $2 super chat. I appreciate that. Keep asking away, man. We'll keep this going for a little bit longer. You guys are being very nice. Really appreciate that. So let's just keep things moving here. Just keep bringing in questions and stuff like that as I pet Mugen. And he flops. Yeah, I'm excited to do more stuff, man. Getting any film made ever is a miracle. Even if it's with your friends, even if it's a short film, it's like it's just a miracle to get anything done. So I'm trying to move at the speed of inspiration. And yeah, shout out to Kay, man. Gritch has always got to go. See you soon. K Dan out. Thank you, K Dan. Thank you, Brady, with the 199 pounds. As Mugen flippy flops all over my desk and gets cat fuzz everywhere. That's what he does. But yeah, I'm excited to see where that goes. Better to strike while the inspirational iron is hot. It's true. It's very true. And I think sometimes there could be oh my god, I got 5 on it. Jiu-Jitsu Trash Can with the 5er. You guys are being super, super nice. Pros meeting people and helping them. Resources, cons, losing people. Yeah, definitely, Kay. Again, thank you for your service and your support. And always appreciate seeing you in the chat. Am I going to play the new Saw game? I don't know. It does look interesting. But I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the whole, mastermind Jigsaw versus 3 people. I feel like maybe it should have been more people. Maybe 4 or 5 people. I don't know. I don't know how they're... Because, the ones on the 360 were, story driven, I guess. Or more, I guess, campaign driven. So I'm not sure. But thanks again, all you guys, for bringing on the hype train. So you might hear my cat purring. I don't know if you can hear him. Hear his loud purrs. Let me see if I can. You guys hear Mugen's purrs? They're loud. You guys are my favorite Ari channel on YouTube. You guys just keep it real. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Jacob. Can't do it without any of you guys. Got an interview coming up this week. Awesome, Brystar. Right, says the purrs. He's going to fall off the desk. He needs to be careful. Because Mugen is just a flop. Replace green herbs and Ari with mangoes. Mango with the 199 super chat. Look at Mugen. Let me see if I can show you guys Mugen. Look at him on the desk. Look at him. This is what he does. Oh my goodness. He just wants attention. I could probably just do this and just get like millions of views. This cat streaming. Look at his paws going back and forth. Look at his paws. Oh, I love Mugen. Sorry, my camera's all fucked up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'll do it for Mugen. My new kitten is very clingy and likes to bite. Looking forward to seeing her develop more independence, says Richard. Yeah, Richard got a new kitten. Shout out to Claire. Very well named. Yeah, they, honestly, man, they love independence. They could be alone, but they also really cling to their people, So I think that she'll really look at you as like her dad, which is that bond that you love to see as cats. They're always a little bitey. See, when you get see, that's the thing, Richard. When you get female cats, I never own female cats, but they're known to be a little attitude, little attitude sometimes, but lovey attitude, hopefully, But I don't know. Maybe she'll just be a sweetheart, and not saying she won't be. Not saying all female cats aren't sweethearts. You know what I mean? You gotta deal with that shit too. Fucking. It's like a fucking mountain of fucking fur everywhere. Matt Clyburn with another $2 super chat. Holy shit. When's the next RE9 Dice Lock Part 2? Good question, Matt. I'll have to talk to John about that. We did talk about jumping back on and finishing that actually today. So hopefully soon. I definitely did not want it to be 2 months between Dice Locks, but the Bond game, I do have it. Me and my dad got to play through it, actually. Not wrong with a bit of attitude here and there. Yeah, believe me, I know from James. Are you going to play Ill? It looks pretty good. Get Mugen some treats on me, says Brady. The £2 super chat. She goes from being very sweet to being a beast from the nice circle. Yeah, they just have that energy when they're young kittens, Richard. They're going to be the biting should stop at some point, but right now they're going to. Us cats are lovable. How are you doing today? Conjure Line, what's up, man? I'm doing well. You guys are keeping me on here, honestly, because you guys are just being so generous. But yeah, doing pretty well. Just kind of been shooting the shit with the chat, and we talked to some Veronica. We talked some, some good stuff. Cats are very unpredictable. That's the charm. That's the charm. So I'm gonna put up the Toy Story 5 review for my film channel. So definitely stay tuned for that. I'm gonna be putting up the rest of the Let's Plays that me and Brandon did for Gears. So stay tuned for that. We gotta finish recording the last few acts. And we'll be done. So I'm happy Spider-Man is back. Yeah, it comes out end of July, so I'm excited for that. Thoughts on 7 from 1995? Did I see Obsession? Yes, I did. In fact, if you want to see my review of Obsession, I will post it right here in the chat. Right here, if you want to see my thoughts on Obsession. Spider-Man getting more DLC? I actually don't know. I don't think so. I think they're just moving on with Wolverine. Yeah, check that out. 7 from 1995. Great movie, actually. Very well done. Very dark. Very evil. David Fincher, I love. He's become, one of my favorite directors, of course. I love Zodiac. I love crime, detectives, investigating. I love Morgan Freeman in it. What did he say? He said it's so great. You're small, movable, vibrating home. And then he's like, and it like gets all serious and shit, and he starts laughing. Callie looked at me like, "What are you doing?" Um, yeah, that's a good line. What's up, Quentin? Good to see you in here, buddy. Will Mugen appear in my films? I don't think he has yet, but he could. He would just be sitting there like chilling while somebody like dies, because he's so chill that he just doesn't care. Along Came a Spider is a good classic movie as well. I don't know if I've seen that one. Jameson's laugh is Spider-Man versus Morgan Freeman's laugh in Seven. It's got to be Jameson's laugh, because that just laugh is so iconic. But Morgan Freeman does have a good, like, very hard laugh cackle. But man, that's such a good, both are such good movies. And I was just rewatching Spider-Man 3, Richard, with John Zazamia. You guys might know John, not from this channel, but my buddy that I've been making videos and comedy shit with since we were kids. And we've been rewatching. He's not physically here. He's in Rhode Island, so we just call up and we sync up a movie, and we watch Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 like different weeks and stuff. And we just rewatched Spider-Man 3. And oh my god, there is so much stuff that we were laughing at that is just so funny. It's so funny. And like, you could just tell that if the movie was just Harry Goblin and Sandman, like, that probably would have been fine. Like, you didn't really need to force Venom on Sam Raimi for him to write it the way he did, because Venom could have just been like its own movie in the fourth one, and it would have been completely fine. There's just too much, but there's still good elements of 3. I still think 3 is more memed on nowadays, so people just hate it. I saw the 35mm version of Spider-Man 1 in 2002 when it came out. So that was the last time I actually saw. Basically, I saw all the I'm reading your name, Silent Haven. I saw all the movies when they came out. Oh shit, dude! Silent Haven, dude. I love your shit. Silent Haven, dude. Yo, dude, I fucking watch your shit all the time. Holy shit. He's already got 25,000 subscribers. He doesn't need me to shout him out. But dude, I love your whole thing on your channel. Dude, I wow. You never know who watches your stuff. But holy shit, dude. Love, love, love your stuff. Sorry, I had to gush over you first. I had to fanboy over it. Love your music, man. Love all the stuff that you're doing. Oh my god. That's cool as shit, man. That's awesome. I love everything Silent Haven's about. That is, you just have to check Silent Haven out. That's it. You just got to check it out. But yeah, I saw the 35mm of that. You've been a fan of your channel since 2011 on a burner account. Well, dude, oh my god. You do such great stuff recreating stuff with original hardware and creating your own original stuff, and like the vibe of the stuff that you compose and everything, dude, like, great job, man. So yeah, shout out to you, dude. Seriously, like, awesome. And we got a $10 super chat from Matthew Webster. He says, would you rather have Shinji Mikami on the channel or be guaranteed a never before heard Ari story? Or would you have a current Ari producer and be guaranteed a first look announced on your channel? Oh man, that's a fucking hard question. I would say, because I didn't get like certain people that have passed away or certain like legends on here, I think Shinji Mikami would be the best get I think I could ever ask for. Like, sure, getting a new Resident Evil game early and talking to Ampo and talking to like the other producers and directors would be cool, but fanboys fanboying over each other, what an awesome bromance. No, dude, I sincerely, I'm like, Silent Haven, and I clicked the channel. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've like watched your stuff before, and like that, and I was really getting into it. Like I sent it over to John and Dustin. I'm like, yo, look what this guy does. He does like, all of these different original stuff, and then he does like certain things. But if it was Silent Hill, and like such a great thing that you do, man. So yeah, I can't shout everyone else out enough. Mark Hickman with a $2 super chat and is getting spoiled with donations right now. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. You guys are turning it up. I guess like I just have to do these hangouts more often. Dude, I was gonna say if you ever want to do a collab on some sort, or even need music on a short film, I'd be down. Hit me up, dude. Abso-fucking-lutely, yeah. That would be awesome. 100%. I will be hitting you up, or I'll find out how to hit you up on. You know what's actually back on YouTube? Personal messages. That's how I started to talk to Richard for the first time. That's how I started to talk to Perry for the first time. What is happening? Is everything coming back? Is everything old new again? I don't know what's going on. Richard was saying that Spider-Man 3 is a 7 out of 10 in his opinion. Overhated, but has some issues. Yes, I agree. It's definitely not the worst movie I've ever seen. Are you into football, Ant? I've seen pretty excited as Scotland fans visited Boston over the last few weeks for the World Cup, and it's been great seeing my country getting such good reactions. Yeah, there's been World Cup stuff in Philly that's close by me and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's been cool. I haven't kept up with it, but let's see. GTA 6, Ant, or are you going to be checking it out? I'm going to be checking out GTA 6. Hell yeah. I'm going to be checking that out. Yep, PMs on YouTube are back. It's fucking nuts, man. It's nuts. Messages are back, Richard. They are. When I click share on my, if I click share on a video, the first thing it asks me to do is like, oh, do you want to send this as a message? So they are back. At least on my phone. I don't know about my desktop, but they're back. Man, but that's awesome. Silent Haven, if you're still in here, man, definitely going to hit you up at some point for something. Because like I said, I definitely am feeling inspired to do something new and film-wise. And wow, awesome. You never know who watches your stuff. This is cool. A re-edit could have saved Spider-Man 3. Yeah, I also wasn't a fan of... I wasn't a fan of like them having to change the Uncle Ben stuff. Like I just thought that was kind of stupid. And it's like, why are they just now telling him that like the man that killed your husband is not, the person? Like, why are they just now telling him that? Why did Bernard not tell Harry that his dad was actually killed by his own glider in his own hand? Why did he wait until the end of the third movie while Harry's already fucked up to do that? I don't know. That's how we used to send questions back in the day. Pretty cool. The PMs are back. Yeah, it's kind of an odd thing, What do you think of all the games coming out in September, October? I think obviously they're trying to avoid GTA 6's release date, but I'm pre-ordering GTA 6 Thursday. They already have my money. I don't know. Why does MJ keep cheating on her partners? I know. See, the problem is that Peter fucked up as well because he did the kiss with Gwen Stacy just thinking that MJ wasn't going to do anything. And then he tried to propose to her the same day that she got fired from her job, which she should have told like Peter. And then Peter would have been like, okay, maybe today isn't a good day to propose to my girl, Kay says she just subbed to Silent Haven. Yeah, guys, check out Silent Haven. Currently working on a Code Veronica vid. Oh, nice, dude. Can't wait for that. Yeah, check him out, guys. Can't say enough good things about him. All of his vibe, all of the way that he composes his stuff is like what I'm always into, and like, love it, man. Love to see it. But oh my god, yeah, that's Spider-Man 3 is a crazy trip, guys. See, sometimes on LTRE you get little side conversations like this. It's hidden within the content, it's all an illusion. The Hangouts are an illusion of just Resident Evil, when sometimes I do this with my hands. MJ was cheating on Harry during the upside down kiss in Spider-Man 1, so her getting mad at Peter for kissing Gwen is fucked. Yeah, she was she was not in a good headspace, and neither was Peter. And Gwen Stacy was kind of pointless because she just kind of disappeared after the whole dance thing, which I guess, like, if I saw Peter Parker teleport to a piano and start playing that and say, now take on this, and then, you know, if that happened, I think I'd probably be scared and run away as well. I don't think I'd ever go back to that person if they just started jumping up and down and dancing and shit. Um, and when you watch that scene, you start to realize how ridiculous some of that shit is. Um, the hair dye on the hair and the emo thing, that definitely is like, okay, we're Italian, and we use our hands to talk, right? Exactly. Okay, exactly. It's the rules. It's the rules. Yeah, I also don't know what they were thinking of with, like, I don't know. I just think like the amnesia story uh is such a generic thing. Like, oh, you know, Harry has amnesia, so now we got to go back and like I don't know. You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door. Yeah, it was just like, oh, well, when is he gonna snap back and remember everything? You know what I mean? World Cup Finals in New York, New Jersey Stadium, known as the MetLife Stadium. Oh, it's MetLife is that is about an hour and 30 away from here, hour 40. So I'm not too far from that stuff. I also have Italian heritage. There you go, jiu-jitsu. I love emo Peter. You call her up, you say, I'm a good woman, or you're a good woman, I'm a good man, and that's it. Rent, where's my money? Love the crossover, Spider-Man, Marvel, all trash talking, even Batman. Yeah, Harry gets amnesia so the script can focus on 1,000 other things going on while Harry takes a break. Yeah, that I didn't like that at all. And like obviously we know Sam Raimi has now gone out and said, you know, I wanted to do these other plot lines that we did, and Sony was just very insertive with Venom, so he had to force Venom into the script, and that's what it felt like. It felt like this like perfect, warm, organic, colorful, vibrant universe that Sam Raimi has created was like being tainted with these like forced things, and it's a shame. Um, Now, Kith, beautiful romantic poet Mike Tyson once said. Yeah, I'm not sure about. I don't think I've ever seen. Yeah, Bully Maguire. Exactly. Exactly. Now dig on this. It's so. It's so funny. Like me and John were just up, cracking up at that shit. Like him on the piano, him being a dickhead. Like it was so fucking funny. Oh man. Do you remember when we made fun of the so good scene? Oh yeah, the Jason X scene. I thought about that, Richard, when he did that. When we just watched it, I was just like, me and Richard would fucking play that back all the time. It's just like so good. And then he teleports. I want to know. Like Harry literally eats the pie, says it's so good, and then turns around, winks at Peter, and then teleports. The fact that he does some scary teleportation and nobody else in the restaurant reacts to it is so funny. Um, oh my god, I can't. I can't. Woo! Thunders, dude. Oh my god. This is absolutely crazy right now. 10 memberships. Dr. Evil, Venom Dave. We got, was this Bush Chroma, Deniska, Angela, Christine, Blake, DTL, N1TTYC, Spike are now members of, courtesy of Thunder's Productions. Holy crap, you guys are really turning out tonight. Wow, unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable support. Really, really appreciate it. You guys really don't have to do that, and you really help out the channel and keep it growing. That is a lot. Thank you so much, man. Thunders is like again, one of the longest running members, but also one of the biggest gifters in the community, gifting memberships. So Harry is a magician, yeah. Imagine him hiding under the table. Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, how did you get out of there so quickly? So good. Wow. I'll tell you what's so good. 10 memberships and more. I think we got a total of what? We had like, I think we got like 30 more members just to stream. So thanks to people gifting memberships. So like, holy crap. Like about 30, probably just under 30. So like I said, really appreciate that. Now that I think of it, Spider-Man 3 really is very funny. Strawberries. Yeah. Yeah. It's just such a troll. Like I really just think it's so funny the things that they do. Because it was like I don't remember the last time I actually sat down and watched Spider-Man 3. Because anytime I'd go back and rewatch the movies, I'd go back and watch 1 and 2, you know, because those are like my favorites or whatever. And then, yeah, I watched the 4K because I have, I know Richard likes this set. I say this sarcastically, but. The set right here. But this was the cheapest 4K at the time. On sale. Digital. I don't speak Italian, no. I actually don't. Someone was asking that. Would it just for Ashford's for a Halloween Code Veronica stream? I think I would. I think that'd be funny. You want forgiveness, get religion. Tobey Maguire on the channel and James Franco. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be like my childhood just met? Each movie needs its own damn case. Did they put these out, Richard, individually? Or no? Was that the whole point? I remember we talked about this like a while ago. I don't think they did they? Only in the UK, it looks like. But the cover art kind of sucks. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's strange. What's up, Austin? Yeah, that's why I think these are... Did I see the Spidey 3 editor's cut? I've never seen the editor's cut, no. But yeah, I have these on this. I have these a few times over. Like, I have the Blu-ray. I have the DVDs. I still need to watch Spider-Man Noir. Someone was talking about that in the chat, and I forgot to check it out. Someone said Nick Cage did a great job. So I'm looking forward to that. They did it in the UK, but not America. But even these UK covers look bad. Like, I don't like the cover of Doc Ock's arms and, like, him swinging. It looks very... I don't know. Was that the covers in the UK originally? I don't know how I feel about that. Like, why can't we just get classic artwork on 4Ks? Like, why do you gotta change it? I guess anything's better than the fucking blue. 1! A 2! A 3! You know. But yeah, I heard Spider-Man Noir was sick, so I gotta check that out. I agree. Topher Grace was just better off in that 70s show, to be honest with you. Us Batman fans are still waiting for the Batman 2. I'm a Batman fan as well. I'm excited for that. I'm extremely optimistic about Brand New Day and Krager's RE right now. Yeah, me and Richard want Brand New Day to be really good. I was just talking to him about that, and I understand. I was able to finally kind of hear more about why Richard didn't like the last one. Oh, that's a 2.1 cover. Okay. I still like the original. You can't beat the original with him and MJ on the front, but yeah, we really are excited for Scorpion, me and Richard, and we just kind of want to see kind of more of him building it from the ground up, but not like stuff that gets kind of taken away from. Like, we don't want him to be like the Rhino of the Amazing Spider-Man 2, where it was just like there and then that's it. And I agree. Like, they have a lot of people they don't kind of reach out to for other villains in the Spider-Man universe that could make it work. So, yeah, I just think that, like, if you gotta work with what you have, you know. Vendetta, what's going on? How's it going? Yeah, you guys have just been very, very generous this evening. And yeah, I can't thank you guys enough. Still no Black Cat. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, I don't know what. I agree. Edo would be fun. We could do this maybe on an Ocula, Richard. I was thinking about this. I'll pitch it live. I don't care. It's fine. But we should do this. Ready? We should do just like a show that's just dedicated to talking about these, brother. Talking about these, the animated series. Wouldn't it be cool if we did, if we talk about either each episode or we talk about a season as a whole? But like maybe we could do some kind of content around these somewhere where it would fit somewhere. Because I've been meaning to rewatch these, and I still have these, and I can send you these files if you want me to rip you these and send them to you so you have like clean copies, because I know the only way to watch these is like Disney Plus, and like Disney Plus is expensive. But let me know, because I was thinking, I was like, this would be kind of cool for me and Richard to go back and maybe talk about these, because it's such like a goated series, and maybe we could do something somewhere. We're destined to do something again, so I think this is like, you know, man, the Neogenic Nightmare, and the Sins of Our Fathers. It gets so good. It gets so good. But yeah, still have these. I don't have Spectacular Spider-Man. I feel like I like saw the Blu-ray recently, actually. The 90s Spider-Man novels. That would be awesome. Let's see. Do I have? Yeah, I do have. I do have all. You know, it's funny. It's like I just have these 3 bootlegs. I don't even have seasons 4 and 5. I forgot that I don't. I know I have these on Blu-ray burned somewhere, but I don't even know if they work anymore. I have the files somewhere, so I'm gonna have to get season 4 and 5 again. I had them on iTunes 8 years ago, but I don't know if they removed them. They might have, Richard. I forgot that I don't have 4 and 5. I thought I had 4 and 5, but yeah, these are just the 3, and this seller doesn't even make these anymore. Man, now I'm gonna look like a fucking madman trying to find my seasons 4 and 5 of this. But yeah, these are from ioffer.com. I did a video on this channel about these before I was like completely, made it Ari basically only. I mean, it was always Ari only, but I would do like, I didn't have another channel to do these on. But maybe now, I'm talking more about shows and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know if I comment. Did I comment on your Spider-Man breakdown? I did watch it last night, but I might have fell asleep before I commented and finished it entirely, or I've either finished it and then commented on it. I'm not sure, but yeah, very very much like just so good. Man, I really hope I still have. It's on Disney Plus. I don't have Disney Plus. It's all right. Maybe somebody. You know what it is, Richard? Somebody probably has all these files ripped from Disney Plus. So I got to find that, and if I could find that, I will send them to you, or I can send you these so you have them. As far as like I could just upload the ISO file and you can burn them to a DVD yourself. Because in fact, Richard, if you have your DVD burner, your light-on burner, and I send you the ISO file of this, you can, in theory, just burn it right to a disc. I don't know if these are these dual layers. These are DVD-Rs, verbatims, 16 times burn speed. So I don't think they're dual layer. Yeah, these are just DVD-Rs. So if you have a DVD-R, I can send you through Google Drive these ISO files, and you can just burn them to a DVD if you want them physically. Just a thought. Because you already have a stack of DVDs, right? So, I mean, I know you're using them for your LPs, so they're precious. But if you can spare 3, or no, I'm sorry, 6, because there's 2 discs in each. So 2, 4, 6 discs. Of course, I did comment on it. Yeah, dude, I really, If like you said, Disney had the balls to do it, I really wish that they would. And has to start streaming every Monday night now with all the donations. I know. I really got to do these more often. I didn't mean to like not do these for such a long time, but I always like this. It's just us chatting and it's simple. You know what I mean? Did I read the recent 94 comics? I haven't checked them out, but heard that they were disappointing. I have not. I only have so many comics, you know, and unfortunately, I can only fit so much shit. So, like, if I wanted to get into comics, I'd probably have to get some of them digital, or like find a site that has them. Um, but yeah, let me know, Richard, about that. But yeah, just I have a lot of ideas. So, I just got on a stack of verbatim DVD-R 16X. Didn't want to rush separate ways. Oh, nice, man. Yeah, I gotta. Again, you guys gotta check out Richard's RE4 LP that he's doing. I'm gonna post Richard. I mean, Richard's channel is right there, but I'm obviously gonna post it again because if you guys are listening and watching, you're just coming in, help out Richard here. Pretty sure the whole series is on Internet Archive. Yeah, but what quality though? That's the thing. Let me know the quality because that's really gonna be the biggest. Because if it has the Fox logo, kids, like these are clean. These bootlegs are like clean, and I had a season 3 and 4 that was clean too. And I don't know, I had them on Blu-ray, and some of them might have not survived because they were on like burned Blu-rays. Oh my God, people are still uploading them. No way. Okay, all right, I'm gonna do some. Sorry, I'm having like a brain blast here. Okay, all right. All right, we have some options. How do you think the R universe would be if Spider-Man was there? Uh, People would get a lot more jacked up because Spider-Man is strong as fuck. Do not underestimate Spider-Man. All right, but yeah, check out Evening Everyman, my Spider-Man the animated series, and Unlimited are still on my iTunes, but I wouldn't mind transferring them to DVD-Rs for physical copies. Okay, you have the entire ones on there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, just so you have them. I don't know. It's just shit that I still have on deck. Like, as long as these don't have disk rot and I can just rip these, I probably need to back up the ISOs anyway. So, like, you know, Unlimited is one I don't think I ever owned. That's interesting. It's on iTunes, but maybe it was different in Canada because I don't think it was over here in the States on iTunes. Otherwise, I feel like back then I would have just got them. I got to watch Noir, though. Maybe that's another one I'd have to review when I watch it. Maybe I'll try to do that before the new Spider-Man is finished Noir. But anyway, we're talking a lot of Spider-Man, which is one of my favorites. So can't get mad at that. It just opened up a whole nother, like, now I need to get 4 and 5, or like I have them on a Blu-ray. I just have to do that. I haven't been watching WWE. I haven't been keeping up. They used to be on Netflix in 2011. I think I vaguely remember that. Spider-Man Unlimited was a trippy show, but I liked it. And it was only one season, and I love the theme song. Burn out, burn out, burn out. Like, that's such a dope theme. That's such a like a early 2000s like techno kind of theme, you know. Obviously the Joe Perry theme from these are also iconic. Man, such good memories. Such good memories with these, you know. Let me just check this, and check these. All right, but guys, that's going to be it for the stream. So I went on a little bit longer, and I really appreciate it, guys. Seriously, you guys have been so fucking generous this stream. Shout out to Gwen for the 19-month membership, Kay with the 57-month membership, Matt Clyburn with 35 months, Justin becoming a member, Matt with the $5, Sean with the new membership, Hockey Fan's been a member for 41 months, Review DSP 5 months, Jack has become a new member, or Jake rather, Carlos 62-month membership, RWK 25-month membership, Matthew Webster with the $5, Danibus with the 5 gifted, K with the 1 gifted, Brady with the membership, K-Dan with the 5 gifted members, Matt with the 1, K with the 10, Riot Respect with the 10. We got 2 from Chris, 2 from Brady, 5 from Jiu Jitsu. We got Mango in here. We got Matt Clyburn with the 2 again. Brady with the 2, and then Matthew Webster with the 10er, Mark with the 2, and 10 gifted memberships from Thunder's Productions. Fucking awesome. So, Jackson Jack, sorry you're coming in towards the end, buddy. You guys are the best. Thank you. No problem, Richard. Again, check out Inoculate Productions, which is my film channel. Check out Anthony Underground, which is my 3rd channel, up and coming. And, of course, like I said, check out Evening Everyman, Richard's brand new endeavor. And we will be doing some more content up and coming right here on LTRE very soon. So stay tuned for that. We got a couple wish list videos coming out. We got a Steve video coming out. And we'll do more of these more often. So much love, guys. Hope everyone has a great night. Stay safe if you're getting, rained on, thunderstormed on. And until then, hit the like button, subscribe. Check out LTRE on all the socials and stuff like that. And we'll catch all of you